It's maddening, isn't it? Feeling chained to systems that should serve and uplift, yet all they do is suffocate your potential. Imagine a machine so rigid, so obsessed with rules and outdated power structures that it crushes innovation before it even begins. That's the trap of traditional political orders, a world that pretends to value freedom but shackles everyone with invisible chains. You know this pain. The frustration of watching brilliance get buried beneath politics, mediocrity rewarded while the exceptional burn out or break. You're sick of it, you should be, because your energy, your vision, your drive deserve more than ancient systems defending themselves like scared beasts. Those old orders aren't going to open the gates for you. They weren't designed to. They're walls, barriers, and they're laughing as they keep you small. But here's the brutal truth. Waiting for the system to change? That's the dead end. What's revolutionary is turning your frustration into something wild, unstoppable, something autonomous. Autonomous systems don't beg for permission. They don't ask for approval. They blur the lines that politics drew in the sand and rip those old maps into pieces. Suddenly, your value isn't dictated by who you know or where you come from, but by what you build, the leaps you make, the impact your ideas carve into reality. That's a seismic shift, not just in tech, but in power itself. Autonomous systems live by new rules: transparent, meritocratic, fiercely independent. They're networks where founders outpace the gatekeepers, where investors bet on brilliance, not birthright, and professionals redefine influence by results, not rhetoric. But none of this happens by accident. It demands obsession. It demands ruthless action. Here's the first command. Stop wasting your strength trying to fit your vision inside failing blueprints. Tear down the blueprint itself. If the political systems tell you to wait in line, cut the line. If they tell you who to trust, find the ones they overlook. Build or join autonomous networks that don't survive on privilege or noise, but on pure capability and radical collaboration. If they tell you the game is fixed, rewrite the rules yourself. Don't assemble crowds, assemble the few who burn with the same fire, the few who are ready to shatter the ice of mediocrity and inertia. This is where true power lives, not in masses seduced by comfort, but in those rare connections that spark exponential change. Embrace that. Hunt for those links. Do not settle for surface-level alliances. Go deeper. Aim higher. Demand the emergence of dynamics where your merit causes shifts, not just nods from the old guard. You feel isolated? Good. That means you're not asleep. Embrace that isolation as proof of your divergence from the herd. But isolation isn't a dead end. It's a launch pad. The problem isn't your potential or skills. It's the lack of real connection to those who see the future the way you do. So act. Build those bridges, but bridges built on mutual elevation, relentless standards, fierce feedback loops. Trust only those who push you beyond your limits. You want to defy political orders? Start by redefining leadership. Lead yourself without permission or validation. Build influence that flows from what you create, not what you inherit. Use technology and autonomous platforms to skip the gatekeepers entirely. Design ventures that can't be stopped or owned by old power structures because they operate on transparency, algorithmic fairness, and dynamic merit, not on lobbying or legacy. This is your battlefield. Own it. Now, the real secret nobody talks about. Freedom from traditional political orders means accepting brutal responsibility. Freedom without relentless effort is a poison. Don't fool yourself into thinking the autonomous future is effortless or universally kind. It demands a new kind of resilience, sharper, more brutal, more honest. It demands abandoning illusions handed down by the old guards, the promise that someone else fixes your struggles. You fix your struggles. You build your networks. You earn your trust every single day. You don't demand fairness. You create your own fairness through exceptional work and unbreakable integrity. The moment you start relying on systems to be just is the moment you lose your edge. The autonomous life throws you into the fire and tests, what will you build? Whom will you connect with? How high can you raise your stakes? Here's a command for the next phase: transcend borders. Not just geographical ones, but the mental walls, nationalism, tribalism, identity politics that keep good people divided and distracted. You don't belong to a country or a party, no matter how loudly they shout at you with their flags and demands. Your allegiance is to the system of merit itself, to building value, to creating impact, to redefining the future. To do this, you must operate globally, not by losing yourself in it, but by owning your uniqueness at scale. Invest in diversity for strength, welcome those who challenge your assumptions, and challenge them right back. Use every tool the modern world offers to weave a web of collaboration that defies outdated hierarchies. That dynamic tension, that clash of perspectives isn't a bug. It's the fuel. It's how autonomous systems grow beyond politics and tribal noise. This is how you become the rare few who do more than survive. You thrive. And because meritocracy is your credo, here's the unforgiving truth. If you stop growing, you lose. Continuous growth, continuous re-earning of your value, that's not optional anymore. Power isn't a trophy or a right. It's earned every day through breakthrough ideas, ventures that defy expectations, and alliances that push limits. If your network isn't tightening, your ideas aren't evolving, your impact isn't multiplying, you're slipping into the status quo you hate. That's a trap. Every day, reject ease and embrace challenge. Search for impossibilities and build the tools to overcome them. Embrace capital as a weapon of transformation, forged not from greed, but from the hunger for the next impossible step. Demand that markets serve innovation, not comfort. Push harder. Never settle for the legacy. Burn legacy down if it blocks the future. Do not fool yourself. The old world has no place for you. It fears you the way a dying empire fears those who rewrite history while they still breathe. So stop begging for entry. Kick the door open. Create autonomous systems that render the old obsolete. Ignite networks that act like living organisms, adaptive, ruthless, creative, unstoppable. This is not a polite revolution. It's a reckoning. And it's your path. Right now, if there's a tension inside you, a scream you can't silence, it's your true self trying to break free from imposed chains. That's your signal, your invitation. The old political orders are collapsing, but what rises is not chaos. It's autonomy. It's the power of individuals so fierce that together they blow apart illusions of power, geography, identity, and control. It's a move from prisoners to architects, from subjects to creators, from compliance to relentless, unapologetic becoming. So tear off the mask of the old scripts. Reject the rulebooks that promise freedom but deliver control. Connect with those few who see the fracture lines and are already building across them. Build autonomous systems that don't just defy political orders, but make them irrelevant. Become the force they can't stop. Not because it's easier or nicer, but because it's necessary, inevitable, and utterly unstoppable. It's time. No more waiting, no more compromises. Build the future on your terms. Live free in the only way that matters, by owning your power, your merit, your network, your destiny. The system forgot you existed, not because you're rare, but because you're dangerous. Be dangerous.